Hey, hi, howdy, how are you folks? My name is Nallex, and welcome back to another League of Legends video. We're quick with them this time. Today we are playing some Zaahen in the jungle. Now, I played a little bit of Zaahen jungle when Zaahen first came out. I really liked him, but it just didn't quite feel right. Luckily, Riot heard my prayers, and he got a nice buff a couple patches ago. And let's just say he is a much stronger jungler now. This is my first ranked game on Zaahen since the changes were made in 26.3. I'll tell you what, it is a banger enough game to show you. Of course, there's always going to be a couple mistakes mechanically because I am not the greatest player. I'm not even, outside of Emerald Plat. So don't hope for too much for me, but there's still a lot of good stuff to show you. First clear, always going to start top to bot if you can. You're going to start with your E first because it's a low cooldown ability that does a ton of damage. And it gives you just that little bit of mobility. So you'll see here as my blue buff gets low, I will start walking over to the Gromp, smite the blue buff, boom, and go. Another big thing you want to keep in mind while doing your clear as Zaahen, you want to press your Q as quickly as possible. A lot of times in lane, like if you're playing top lane Zaahen, you want to wait to use your second Q so you can get your knock up and space it right. But it only goes on cooldown after you use the second charge. So if you're playing jungle Zaahen, especially in the early game, you want to use that second charge as quickly as possible. That way it's back on cooldown and you get that ability back. Killing these wolves here, super simple. If you want the smartest way to use your E, you don't want to do a very long dash. It's kind of like Kane Q in that way, where the shorter the dash, the faster the ability comes out and the sooner it goes on cooldown. It's all about maximizing efficiency on your cooldowns here. So like here, I jumped all the way through, but that was just to make sure I hit every single raptor with the empowered edge of my E. And you can see we finish off the raptors. Very, very simple. Just do a full combo. Once we get our Sheen and our Trinity Force, this combo will be a little different. Ignore the fact that I completely missed my E there. I'm checking bot lane, seeing what's going on. It looks like they are having a rough time of it. Sona is dead as hell. But I'm still going to keep my eyes on the prize here. So I'm watching their positions. I already know Kai'Sa's 1 HP. It doesn't really matter what HP they're at. I'm just going to see if I can potentially make a play here. So I will finish up the first part of both grubs. And look at that, Sion's underneath the tower. I'm going to jump flash. I thought he was going to be closer. Kai'Sa's 1 HP. She walks up into an auto attack from the Senate. Doesn't matter. I get my W pull. There's the Q, and there's the second part of it. Sion doesn't get the kill on me, but I tell you what, that guy survived way longer than I think any one of us expected. It's all good. We're 1 HP. We're going to be very careful. Pop our potion and just see if we can make a play on the Scuttle Crab. If we can't, it's no big deal. We already got our kill. We got a ton of gold from that. So once we notice, hey, the Scuttle Crab's not only being taken, it's already gone from that Lilia. We're out of there. We are out of there. Recall. We've got 1100 gold. And we're going to straight up go towards the top side. If we can get that top scuttle, all's good. Renekton dies top lane. Unfortunate, but not much we can do about it. We were bot side when it happened. You can see Kai'Sa's getting murdered. I didn't even notice until it just happened right there. A little awkward. Sona did a very big homie play by going towards top side, helping me secure this Scuttle Crab. So I know that Lily is not on it. I can go ahead and just walk straight towards it and then start my full clear from there. Shout out to the Sona. The Sona, while they do complain a lot, and you will probably see it in the chat of this game, oh boy, were they pretty helpful, especially towards the late game. Sona got a lot of buffs recently. She used to be one of the worst support champions, but now, honestly, when I see a Sona on my team, I am pretty happy. Phage was the first item we got on our first pack. I just like it. It's a lot of health, some movement speed, some damage, everything you kind of want in the early game as Zaahen. There's probably an argument to be made for getting Sheen, as it is just a whole lot of power, but who cares? So Lilia scans me with the plant up there, so I'm going to warn my teammates that Lilia is in the top side and alive. We see Lilia go onto my Mel on our mini-map, and so we're walking up. And boom, Lilia has to back up. Really well played by our Mel there. Did a full combo, got all the damage. And we'll just go over the wall and start hitting these raptors. Now, once again, my bot lane has died. They are in a really rough spot, but Sion's pretty low. There is potential for a play to happen. So I'll go ahead and walk towards that rather than towards my Krugs. And it looks like that dive is coming through. Senna gets hit with a couple turret shots. We're in a decent spot here. We're going to go ahead and... Senna didn't get hit with a couple turret shots. What's really awkward here is the Sion. The Sion just keeps hitting me through his passive. I keep thinking that the Sion will die sooner. I was proved very quickly how wrong I was in that fight, but it's all good. Senna is very, very strong, and she still, of course, had her ignite up. A bit of a miscalculation on my part. It did really look like Senna was getting hit with a turret shot. Even to my untrained eye, I was confused. Tied to my team, just letting them know there's not a whole lot I can do to help them at this point with how far behind they are. Mel makes the right call. Just play safe. If you can play safe, that's always going to be our best bet. Malphite's taking some damage in the top lane. We're just going to go ahead and do our full clear because Malphite is most likely taking a recall for himself. But yeah, so far we're 6 minutes into the game. We're 1-1. Our team is losing pretty badly. But the good news is 90% of that is in the bot lane. And if we can get on top of any one of those carries in the bot lane, they're pretty much goners, especially in the late game once we get a little bit more survivability under our belt. Thought about trying to go for an invade since Lilia was bot lane. I decide better of it. Just don't want to risk it when my team's already this far behind. Sion uses his ultimate. Sona has to walk forward or else they get full stunned by all the Sion abilities. They're level 4. Lilia's there as well. It's just not good. But honestly, one person dying is a whole lot better than both of them dying, so it's all good. Here, keeping an eye on the mid lane mini map. Since they're a little far apart from each other, there's no real sense in actually clicking over there. I can just kind of watch what Mel's doing. Isa finds a way to actually get both of these players under the tower here, which is really, really good. You can see I autopilot start walking towards it the second I put my camera there, just because realistically I expected to have to go and try and salvage a play. Always happy to see that the enemy team is dying. Mel's low on HP, getting pushed in by the Victor. There's a perfect chance to flash Q, E, boom, and pull the W to pull him back. There's nothing he can do. Smite him so that way he's slowed, has to get hit by my almost fully charged ultimate. And he is a dead man walking. Scuttle Crab's down. Now, because of the way that this early game is going for a lot of my team, I don't really have tempo to be on a lot of these objectives. So I am going to be giving over the Rift grubs, Void grubs, whatever you want to call them, because there's not much I can do. Not much I can do. Now, check bot lane. Kai'Sa already died before I got the chance to check, and it's really not worth it to try and make a play with the Sony yet. Lilia's making a play top lane. Unfortunate that it goes well for her. Renekton versus Malphite seems like a really interesting matchup because, I don't know, in my mind, it seems like Renekton should lose, but it's hard to ever really say that versus a Renekton. So Senna and Sion are too far pushed up, so we're going to go ahead and jump in, hit him with our W, our Q, and that's our full combo. We're just going to keep auto-attacking him, stacking up our passive, just in case we ever need it. Now, once he's in his form, go ahead and just keep walking away from him. He uses his speed up to get a couple hits on Kai'Sa, so I will help her out by killing him. And then just hit a couple of minions as attacks. Also, it gets me to my Triforce, but that's more luck that was the exact minion I needed to get my Triforce than me knowing how much money I needed. I'll be honest there. I'm not that good. I'm not that good. But we're looking good on farm, and we are up a kill on the Lilia. Down a couple of objectives, but not too shabby. Not too shabby. Renekton wins that fight top lane. Then he goes and fights Lilia. Fortunately, Lilia has her ultimate, and he doesn't. So that is another death under his books. But it's all good. His wave was pushed up. It's not that big of a deal if he dies. No objectives on the map for over a minute. We can go ahead and just smite early for fun. We do have Cosmic Insight on Zaahen, so using a smite every now and then on a camp is not necessarily a bad idea. Get you just a little bit faster through your camps so you can make plays again. Because I want to get as many of these camps as I can before I make a play on the bot lane. I said there was nothing I can do, but low-key, I'm kind of feeling myself, so I'll see what I can do. Mel TP's bot lane. This is an interesting moment here. Do you follow this play, or do you go mid lane? I go mid lane, because I know the Victor sees her walk up, and all of a sudden, this Victor ain't got nowhere to go. Hit him with the W, used my ult to dodge out of his stun, and cut him off from his turret. Where the hell is this guy gonna go? Cancel an auto attack just for aura, and boom. That is a dead man. Now look, I immediately start walking towards this Kai'Sa. I know that if she wins this, it's barely, and then Zaahen will kill her outside of the passive. So even if she gets this kill, I'm going to need to save her so she doesn't die. So look, pull him away. Tank a million damage because he's, for some reason, the strongest character in the game. Unfortunately, now my health is a little too low, so I can't make a play on this dragon. I really wanted to. I thought I could. But damn, Zaahen does some damage. All good. We'll just go ahead and clear our Krugs on up. And we'll put a ward onto the dragon. There's not much we can actually do to stop her if she just jumps on it. Warn my teammates, we see Lilia. Specifically, what I've been trying to get better at is not only doing a warning ping on where the person is, but also on the laner that I think they're going to. So I do ping the Mel, but she was too busy killing the Victor to actually see it. All good. We'll go top lane, do a full clear, and then see what we can do after that. So look, we ping the Lilia, let my teammates know they're in danger. Then we go ahead and farm our camps. But yeah, I've been always a big fan of Zaahen. I love the way his kit feels to play. For some reason, it is just right up my alley. But he was really weak in the jungle in the early days. So I'm so glad to see that the abilities are starting to get some specific monster damage buffs. So like I said earlier, this is another thing to keep in mind when you're kind of at this late game or mid game point, I should say, on Zaahen. You want to space out your abilities to proc your Sheen as many times as possible. Your Sheen procs, your Triforce procs, are a huge contributor to your overall damage. So you want to kind of move away from using everything as fast as possible and move towards trying to play for your Triforce procs. Now, unfortunately, I missed my W on this Lilia, but I do hit everything else. She flashes away from my ult, which is a little scary, but we walk out of the stun just in time, and she's a dumbass who walks a little too close to my W. Now I've got my revive. I can walk at this Victor all I want, but with all my camps up and things like that, I just don't want to die under a tower. It's just not worth it sometimes. Kai'Sa dies bot lane again. It is a little awkward. We've got some stuff. We've got some money. We could definitely go for a fight here. Honestly, I don't want to push my luck. I'm 4-1. The more deaths I have, the harder and harder it gets to carry. If I can get myself far enough ahead, it won't matter how strong this Senna and Zaahen are. Zaahen uses his ult onto the Sona, and he misses everything. So boom, here we go. We're on top of it. Boom, the W hits the Senna. She can't move. She uses her ult for no reason, and that is one dead woman. Now, because I'm low HP, I'm not going to give the Zaahen a target to jump on top of, but I will do just enough to keep him interested. So look, he just keeps getting auto-attacked by the Kai'Sa, and there he goes. Unfortunately, Kai'Sa does have to flash for that, but it's all good. My Mel is getting jumped in mid lane. Not much I can do for her at the health I'm at. No sense in even really worrying about it. Just noting the stuff I'm seeing on the mini map as I'm looking at it. I got a few comments on my last couple of videos talking about how I was using the replay tool. I apologize. I was having some troubles coming back after such a long break, getting the software to record stuff correctly. And I didn't want to wait to put out a video or use a much worse game. So I decided just to use the replay tool, but luckily we've got everything in order. Everything is working as it should now. And look, we see the Lilia walking up. This is a really good time to try and find a fight. Lilia backs up. Okay, boom, we're on top of the Malphite. Now, unfortunately, he has Ignite, so he does just kind of murder our guy. But no big deal. I do really think that I should have killed that person way faster. Now, here's a weird fight. I try to use my ult forward to jump onto this Victor, but I do miss it. And then I miss my W. Now I'm out of stacks. I'm at probably 75% HP. What the heck's the plan? I'm going to charge my Q up on this ward, dash, and I don't recast my Q. It's looking horrendous. I miss my W again, but Mel comes to save the day. That's my GOAT. Boom. Really poorly played mechanically from me there. You know, after so many different fights where I played well and hit my skill shots and all that, I was bound to have one where I don't do that hot. But since everybody died, we can still go ahead and grab our first objective of the game. Rift Herald's going to be nice to have. And you can see I'm separating out my abilities to try and maximize my Sheen damage. Now, I walk away from the Rift Herald here, hoping that Renekton will take it. I'm always ready to go back if he doesn't. Miss my E on the wall. Guys, don't talk about it. I'm having a rough time. But the game is a whole lot more closer to even now than it ever was. I mean, look, 17 to 20. I'm 5-1-3. I am giga strong. And I will get only stronger as this game continues to go forward. Let's continue farming up those camps. No biggie. No biggie at all. Keep an eye on the Kai'Sa just in case somebody tries to engage on her. But number one priority as this dragon is about to spawn is get these camps, get my money, and spend it. Boom, we've got ourselves a Sundered Sky. One of the strongest team fighting items in the entire game. If you are playing an AD Bruiser and you're not building Sundered Sky, I hate to say it, you're definitely doing something wrong. A free crit on the first attack we do on an enemy, as well as a whole bunch of healing. I believe based on damage dealt, it might be flat healing. Don't quote me on it. So we want to fight this dragon. We know we are really strong. We just got our big power spike. Apparently Sona and Mel know they're strong as well because they make a really good play on this Victor. But now it's our turn to make a really good play. Let's go ahead and dodge this. Walk up, hide under the thing. Space out the Senna. Uh-oh, all of a sudden she is dead. Use my ultimate to dodge out the root. And boom. What a beautiful fight that was. Nobody dies. We kill their two strongest players. Sure, Scion and Malphite are here, but what the hell are they going to do? What are they going to do to us? Nothing. Boom, smite the dragon. We can walk up on Malphite. It doesn't really matter. Fortunately, that ward expires a little too quickly for us. Renekton wastes the Rift Herald. Unlucky. Just kept it myself. But let's check and see if there's any camps for us on Lilia's side. Lilia's dead. There's nothing she can do to stop us. Might as well check. Unlucky. But we do see a Malphite. A juicy little Malphite walking up on top of us. So we ping the Renekton. We stay in the bush. Wait till he's in the bush to start hitting him. Don't jump out at him. The closer he is to you when you start fighting, the easier it is to kill him. You have a ton of... what is the right word for it? A ton of stickiness in your kit. I don't know what the... You have a ton of tools to keep on top of the enemies. So don't waste any of them to engage before you have to. Team stays pushed up here. Senna stays pushed up. A bit of a mistake from her. Use our E and max range. W as well. Pull her right into the root of the Mel. It's just that easy. She's dead again. Dodge out of the Scion Q. And then just steal a little bit of farm. Yeah, just run away from the guy. What are we afraid of? It was really funny watching this Sona lose half her HP to a Heartsteel proc. Somehow our Kai'Sa gets a solo kill bot lane. All those semi-failed turret dives from the Scion really do help out. But now these camps are up because Lilia just went bot side and died. So we'll go ahead and take them. And then we'll go farm some camps of our own. We could back here, spend our 2k, but honestly, at this point in the game, I would rather only back when really forced to. We've got all of our camps up, so we might as well just go ahead and kill a couple of them. A lot of the ways you get gold is going to be your camps, so anytime you can farm them, you should. And in a little bit of a downtime moment there where no real plays are available on the map, our team does somehow find one on this Malphite. What a beautiful play here. Jump over the wall with the cone. Zaahen uses his ult at the worst time possible. Senna is alone and afraid. Bang. Q. Double Q. Now I've got my passive. I'm not at all afraid of this Zaahen anymore. He's already used his entire burst with his Heartsteel. I can just stay on top of him. He flashes. It's not going to save him. I've got all kinds of speed. And then I get a kill with my W through the bush. But now we've got 2,900 gold, and that is a lot more nice of a gold number. Should I have probably stayed and killed a few minions just so I could get Endless Hunger finish? Yeah, but it's not a big deal. 9, 1, and 6 so far. A 700 gold bounty. It feels very nice. Legendary, as the announcer would like to say. Check on Victor. We know he's kind of full HP and he probably has vision. So let's just go ahead and kill a few camps. Right now, we're just trying to get some extra money so we can spend it before this dragon spawns. Nothing else for us to do on the map here. All of our waves are pushed up. And we cannot die senselessly before dragon spawns. We'll just go ahead and kill the remainder of the camps that were up before we backed. And then go ahead and hit ourselves up with another one. All right, ping the Cloud Drake, ping that we have our item in base. Go ahead and go back and purchase it. Endless Hunger is a fantastic third item on Zaahen. It gives you a ton of ability haste, as well as if you get any kind of kill in a team fight, you are suddenly the unkillable Demon King himself. 15% free Omnivamp. Plus, at that point in a fight, you'll usually have your passive fully stacked and your Conqueror fully stacked. You will be Thanos in the game. Now, we make a really good play here on this Lilia. Nothing she can do. She's dead before she even really gets anything done. Renekton is pretty strong at this point too, is able to kill the Senna. And all of a sudden, all 4 of them died right before dragon spawned. Have an extra smite, might as well steal it away from the Kai'Sa. She trolled the early game. She deserves to be punished. Another Cloud Drake under our belt as our team pushes another lane. Really good division of responsibilities. Renekton uses his TP to stop the split push from the enemy team. We use our TP to help finish our push, and I solo the dragon because that's kind of my job. So we're really strong right now. We will be the lone pusher in the mid lane. No issues here with that at all. I'm not going to push my luck too far though. I could potentially try and invade their jungle. It's just a bit of a risk that I'm not really willing to take right now. Instead, I'll go ahead and take this Scuttle Crab, and we'll go from there. Find a vision in my jungle, which is a little strange, but I'm sure they had a reason to place it. One thing I will say that I won't recommend you guys do, that I have done this game, is keeping your yellow trinket for as long as you have. I am not the best player. Definitely my weakest skill is vision control. I wish I was better at it, but just a lot of times it's one of those few things that slip through the crack. When you have so much to focus on in the jungle, talking about jungle tracking, camp timers, and everything like that, it's pretty easy to get to a point where you forget to do one thing. For me, that thing is switch to a sweeper and use that more often. My Mel's in a bit of a weird spot here, so I can't quite retreat fully. I'm gonna have to continue walking up to protect my Mel, and it ends up working out pretty well for us. Mel finds a juicy root onto that Senna. She is blown up like nobody's business. Victor can't go anywhere. We have too many tools at our disposal. Boom, he's dead. Flash over the wall. Cue the plant there. to make sure that the Lilia can't get anywhere. Belle finishes her off with her ult, and then it's just the lowly little Malphite. Now I could dive under this tower, but with Zaahen here and all of the CC that comes with him, I'm not messing with it. As you can see, I took 1 billion damage from the tower already. I'll back up for now. I do make the call. 4 members of the enemy team dead. The Baron's up. We've got a great split push already happening bot side, so we have all the priority in the world for this Baron. A little scary with my HP total, but luckily we have a Sona who gives lots and lots of heals and shields. Plus our Q heals us on the first use of it. So we're in a pretty decent spot, all things considered. Boom. Wonderful smite. And then we'll go ahead and back 2289 to our name. Here's where I get a little greedy. I want enough money to get my Death's Dance. It's just a really OP item in this game. But realistically, I should have just backed and then played with my teammates as I came back onto the map. No big deal, though. We'll get a couple camps and then go... Maybe not. As I said, I got a little greedy. So I have my Death's Dance basically back in base. I just need like 200 gold. So why not steal it from the Kai'Sa in the mid lane? Jump up onto this Senna. I really honestly probably gotten pretty close to hitting that second Q on her. You see the Malphite, we'll back up. We don't want to get Malphite ulted and then Lilia ulted. Those combos can be pretty lethal. We'll jump over the wall, finish a camp. We still don't have quite enough money for our Death Dance. We'll just continue walking up. We are really, really strong. Not a whole lot to be scared of, except for us playing really badly. So we'll jump on top of the Lilia. She tries to make a play. It does not work out for her at all. She gets knocked up and pounded before her ult even really goes through. Interesting little vision play by the Zaahen there. Mel gets pretty low. So I engage onto the Zaahen. Unfortunately, Zaahen does get that kill. But we are able to stack up our passive a whole bunch and then kill the Victor and the Zaahen afterwards. Malphite's there. He's going to ult. It will not save him. I'm too tanky at this point. I've still got my passive almost fully stacked. There goes my passive. So now even if Malphite somehow does have enough damage to kill me, which he doesn't, he won't be able to either way. Let Kai'Sa finish off those kills. It's not quite the end of the game just because their death timers are a little too short for right now, but it is going to give us 3 inhibitors. So Renekton will take the top one. We will take the mid and the bot one as a team. Now, this is, you know, a moment where I choose to play really safe because the only reason we are winning this game is because I haven't given away my shutdown yet. I've been playing really, really smart with all my engages and things like that. So I'm going to walk away from this, even though we realistically probably could win the game if we really wanted to. I'm not going to risk it. I'm just going to go ahead and get another dragon and play for the win from there. Our team finds a kill on the Lilia, which means the dragon is free. Freer than it already was. It was pretty free beforehand. We'll go ahead and use our empowered recall from the Baron buff and get ourselves a Death's Dance. Now we have a lot of options for our last item. Great options include, especially for this game, Black Cleaver. GA is a really nice one. Just double revives are so strong. This game, I decided just to grab a Tiamat because one more activated item is just a little bit more damage I can do on that Senna before she peels off of me with the Zaahen. So it feels pretty good. And if there's ever a chance where I can upgrade it to the full Stride Breaker, that slow will come in pretty handy as well. But yeah, there's lots of good options. Stride Breaker is a good one. Black Cleaver is really good versus Zaahen. Victor's given up on the game. Don't really blame him even. And yeah, we'll walk up on this Lilia, hit the W at max range. She is dead as well. Zaahen walks up. There's not much he can do. Walk away from his Q. I even try and dash over the wall here to grab that Senna, but all good. We got our passive fully stacked. We're full HP. There is really not a whole lot this enemy team can do. We'll double Q. Boom, onto the Malphite. Even ulti after him. It doesn't matter. There's nothing they can do to stop us. GG, what a game. 15, 1, and 14. The carry of a lifetime versus a bot lane that was feeding their brains out. Go play Zaahen. So much fun. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.